Hello and welcome back to Woman2Woman with me, Debbie Orr, as we continue our series of 40 Days of Love. I hope you've enjoyed delving deeper into what it truly means to love like Jesus. In this series so far, we've looked at the fact that love is our highest priority. It is our highest goal in life. We've also looked at the fact that love is patient and it most definitely is kind, and we need a little more loving kindness in our world today. So I've encouraged you over the last few weeks to keep a relationship journal, jotting down those key relationships in your life, your nearest and your dearest. And we've committed over these 40 days to pray every day into those relationships. Yes, in particular, those tricky relationships, those relationships that we're finding just a little bit difficult just now, because we are looking to God to help to improve and nurture a deeper and closer relationship, not only with God the Father, but with those in our lives also. So I wonder, as you ponder your list, have you ever experienced conflict with someone on that list? Conflict is never nice. It's not easy. No one wants to fight and argue. No one likes raised voices and uncomfortable conversations. Of course we don't. So what about you? Are you like the turtle or are you like the skunk? The turtle hides inside of its shell. She feels safe there, doesn't want to get involved in any confrontation. However, the skunk doesn't care how anyone else feels and doesn't care about the damage that is left behind. You know, as Christ believers, we're called to live at peace, and we know that God the Father grants us that peace. There is a desire in each and every one of our hearts to have peace-filled relationships. However, quite often there is that misunderstanding with that keeping the peace, that term, keeping the peace, that we should always have peace-filled relationship. We should always keep the peace and basically be like the turtle and say nothing. However, this often represses the truth rather than actually keeping the peace. Keeping the peace doesn't always mean staying silent. Our key verse today comes from the passage that we're looking at in this series, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and we're looking at verse 6 today. So what is love? Well, verse 6 says that love rejoices in the truth. Yes, there is a time to speak the truth in love. Speaking truth will lead you to more healthier, deeper relationships. For instance, you may be in a marriage right now, and there are some problems and some issues that are bubbling under the surface. But you don't want to raise those issues. You want to keep the peace. You don't want to rock the boat, or you don't want to be the first one to bring it up. So you just sweep it under the carpet in the hope that it'll just go away. However, this is not making way for peace in your relationship. This, in actual fact, could end up causing more problems, built up resentment and anger further down the line. So that's not making way for a healthy relationship or a peace-filled relationship. It's just sweeping problems under the carpet, and sooner or later there's going to be a big mountain underneath that rug. Or perhaps it's your best friend and you don't want to speak truth in love to him or her because you're afraid of losing that relationship. Or it's your teenage child and you just don't want another argument. You don't want them accusing you again of being a nag or, oh, you're a bad mom. So you just avoid speaking truth in love to your child. But is that truly helping them? Is that helping them to stay safe? Is that encouraging a healthy relationship between you and that other person? If we keep avoiding the issues and sweeping them under the carpet, as I said, staying silent is not always a way to peace. There are times when we need to speak up. There are times when we need to speak truth and love. And we've seen that recently in relation to Black Lives Matter. Staying silent is only repressing truths, repressing years of hurts and pains. We need to speak the truth, of course, in love. So what is verse 6 teaching us about love? Well, love rejoices in the truth. And there are times where we need to overcome our fears, we need to overcome our worries, and we need to speak up and speak truth in love. Let me share 2 verses with you that I'll read to you now. Proverbs 10:10 says this: someone who holds back the truth causes trouble, but one who openly confronts works for peace. Openly confronts, works for peace, makes way forward for peace. Ephesians 4:15 says this: speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become in every respect the mature body of him who is the head, that is Christ Jesus. So perhaps there's a relationship in your life, on your list right now, that is troubled. Ask yourself, are you being honest and upfront in that relationship? Is there worries and stresses and troubles bubbling under the surface that you've been avoiding out of fear? Maybe it's time now to speak truth in love and make a way for peace in that relationship. However, there is a warning here. Speaking the truth, it must be in love. It's not an opportunity to get back at someone or to get revenge. It's not about that, which is why we need to check a few things over first. Number 1, we need to check our heart's intentions. Is this to make a way for peace? Am I doing this to encourage the other person, to help them, to edify them, to lift them up? Am I doing this to make a way for a stronger, more healthier relationship? And if the answer is yes, then speak truth in love. Number 2, plan your words carefully. This requires a lot of prayer. We need to pray and seek God for his words. Proverbs 16 verse 23 says, intelligent people think before they speak. Number 3, choose your moment wisely. Yes, don't go barging in at the wrong opportunity or without having prayed first for a God opportunity. For instance, don't come at your husband as soon as he's walked through the door from work. He's transitioning from work to home life. He's probably tired and hungry and would much better be spoken to about the issue after dinner or when it's a more quieter, convenient time. Or our teenage children. Don't go speaking to them first thing in the morning. They're not up yet. They're not interested yet. Teenagers need a little bit of time of coming together in the morning. So let's choose our times wisely. And finally, you need to risk rejection here. When we speak truth in love, when we've sought the Lord and we've prayed and we've asked him for his words, you might be ready, but that other person may need time. They may need to pull back for a little while. They might need time to process it themselves or go away and pray about it themselves, and you need to be prepared to allow them to have that time, that space to digest it. Also, when we open up a conversation in truth and love, they may have some home truths to share in love in return, and we need to be prepared to allow them also to have that space to speak to us in truth and love. We need to speak the truth in love at times. That is what will make a way for peace in our relationships. Staying silent is only sweeping issues under the carpet. It may lead to further resentment and bitterness down the line, and Satan will just continue to create division if we do so. So let's be honest. Let's speak out in truth and in love and make way for healthier, peace-filled relationships. So what is love? Well, love is our highest priority. It's what's most important in life. Love is patient. Love is most definitely kind, and love rejoices in the truth. So tune in next week for more. Until next time, God bless.